Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's post is titled, "The Closure Conversation I Didn't Want to Have, and How It Left Me Broken." Around 2 years ago, my family was shattered by a domestic violence incident involving my father. Since that day, I haven't spoken to him. At first, my siblings and mother pressured me, saying things like, "He's your father. When will you reach out? And you can't shut him out forever." But I stood my ground. I refused to contact him or respond to attempts at communication unless he came to me directly. That boundary was the only control I had left. 2 weeks ago, my brother told me my father said he wanted to talk. I had made it very clear to my family that the only way I'd engage was if my father came to me himself, no intermediaries, no messages relayed through others. So, when he finally reached out and agreed to meet, I braced myself. The conversation was cold, but honest. I told him that I didn't want to repair our relationship. That after everything, I felt nothing. No love, no hate, just numbness. I wished him well, hoping he could find peace and build a better life for himself. But I was done with trying to fix what was broken. I made it clear that I never wanted to see him again after this conversation. To my surprise, he took it with less anger than I expected. Done. When I told my mother what happened, she was disappointed but unsurprised. However, my sister was not. Her first response was, "Why did you have to be so harsh?" A simple hello wouldn't have hurt. And then the classic, "He's still your father, you can't just erase him." But what they don't understand is the weight I've carried for years. My earliest memory of my father is of him yelling so fiercely I was scared to breathe. There were nights when I hid in my room crying silently, hoping he wouldn't come back home drunk and angry. For years I lived in that shadow, battling severe depression, struggling to find my own identity while he tore our family apart with his rage. We moved from city to city every few years, uprooting my fragile sense of belonging and making it impossible to form lasting friendships. The isolation was suffocating, and socially I was lost. I still struggle with small talk and casual connections to this day. And now I'm supposed to just forgive and forget because he's my father? Because blood means I owe him something? I tried so hard to understand my mother's perspective. She grew up in a generation where family ties are sacred no matter what. She sees me cutting off my father as a betrayal, as something unthinkable. I've never told her she's wrong to think that way. But her shallow sympathy, acknowledging the pain only enough to urge me to give in, feels like salt in the wound. Especially since she's the only person I thought would truly understand how much I needed that distance to survive and grow. It's not easy to cut out a parent. There's a deep psychological and physical toll that comes from breaking those bonds, even toxic ones. I've said it before, I feel absolutely nothing for him now. Not anger, not love, just emptiness. But I want him to know that despite everything, I want him to find happiness and to make better choices moving forward. And yet, I can't shake this nagging, almost shameful thought. Shouldn't the roles have been reversed? Shouldn't he have been the one scared, alone, lost? I was the child who kept silent through the storms, the one who suffered quietly while he raged, the one who needed protection but never got it. Since that day, my mind has been a battlefield. I wonder if I made the right choice. I ask myself if I should try again, if I should soften for my family's sake. But deep down, I know I can't live a lie. I can't pretend to feel something that doesn't exist. So I push forward, caught between grief and relief, hoping that someday I'll find peace. Maybe closure isn't about fixing what was broken. Maybe it's about accepting that some people just aren't meant to be in your life no matter who they are. So I really hope that this story helps you gain some perspective. Sometimes we can get so caught up in other people's perspectives that we forget to check in with ourselves. You have to do what's best for you. And even though I know society tells us to be respectful to elders, it also tells us to be kind to animals. Yet we treat animals with more respect than we do each other. As a culture, we need to stop demonizing children for speaking up and parents for listening. This is the advice I have for today. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.